Hey everyone, it's Robin from Rose and Lily. In this video, we're going to make this cute little bunny. And I just like to style her with a simple headband. Either with the ears down like so, or with the ears up. Please let me know in the comments which style you prefer. First, you'll need some super chunky or chunky plush yarn in the main body color, and then in white for the tail, in pink for the nose, and then another color for the headband. The nose and headband could also be done using medium yarn. And you'll also need some medium weight yarn in black for the line under the nose and in white for the backs of the eyes. Items we'll be using are 12mm safety eyes, a USG crochet hook, a yarn needle, scissors, polyfill, and I always suggest using stitch markers. The stitches you'll need to know beforehand are magic ring, single crochet, slip stitch, chain stitch, increase, and invisible decrease. We're going to start at the bottom of the legs in the main body color. In round 1, it's 6 single crochet in a magic ring. I'll link my tutorial on how I like to do the magic ring at the top of the video. Pull the ring tight. And then I like to use a stitch marker in the last stitch of each round. In round 2, we do 2 single crochet into each stitch from round 1. This means we have 6 increases in total, which brings us up to 12 stitches. In rounds 3 to 5, so that's 3 rounds, we do 12 single crochet a round. So that means we're just doing single crochets all the way around without increasing. And that's the end of round 3, and I'll do rounds 4 and 5 off camera. So I've done rounds 4 and 5 on the first leg, and now we're going to close and cut the yarn. You can just leave a bit of a tail here. And I'm going to leave that stitch marker there, which was the last stitch of round 5. Now you're going to crochet the second leg exactly the same way, but don't close or cut the yarn. So I've crocheted the second leg and we're going to join it to the first. And I'll be going into the first stitch of round 5. So that's just after the stitch marker here. And we're joining with 1 single crochet. You can stitch over that tail from the first leg, but we will be using it again later. And I'm just marking the stitch we used to join. And that was also the first stitch of the belly. And now we do 11 more single crochet into that first leg. And here's the last stitch on the first leg, going into that marked stitch. And now we're going to go over to the second leg. There will be a bit of a gap, but we'll close that later. And we're doing 12 single crochet in the second leg. And here's the last stitch of the round going into that marked stitch. The next round will start in that marked stitch, which is a stitch we use to join the legs together. And in round 2 we start with 3 single crochet. And then we do an increase, and we do all of that 6 times to bring us up to 30 stitches in round 2. Now there should be a bit of a gap between the legs, and I'll be taking the tail from the first leg and just closing it with 1 or 2 stitches. And then you can weave it in or tuck it into the leg. So now we're going to do 5 rounds of 30 single crochet a round. So that's rounds 3 to 7. And I'll do these 5 rounds off camera. In round 8 we're going to start decreasing. So we start with 3 single crochet. And then we do a decrease, and I like to do the invisible decrease like so. And we do all of that 6 times to bring us down to 24 stitches in the round. In round 9, we just do 24 single crochet a round. I'm going to start stuffing now, but you could wait until after the next round. Make sure to get stuffing all the way down to the bottom of the legs. In round 10, it's 2 single crochet and then a decrease, and we do that 6 times to bring us down to 18. In round 11, it's a single crochet and then a decrease, and we do that 6 times to get 12. And I'm just going to stuff it the rest of the way. In round 12, we just do 12 single crochet a round. In round 13, we're going to do 12 increases in a row. This means we're doing 2 single crochet into each stitch from round 12. This brings us up to 24 stitches in the round. In round 14, it's 3 single crochet and then an increase, and we do that 6 times to get 30 stitches. Now we're going to do 5 rounds of 30 single crochet. So that's rounds 15 to 19. And I'll do these 5 rounds off camera. After round 19, we can attach the eyes. And they're going between rounds 17 and 18. And about 4 stitches apart. Now these eyes are quite close together, so you can put them 5 or 6 stitches apart if you prefer. And I'll just attach the backs off camera. In round 20, we're starting to decrease. So it's 3 single crochet, and then a decrease, and we do that 6 times to bring us down to 24 stitches. In round 21, it's 2 single crochet and then a decrease. We do that 6 times to get 18. And now we can stuff the head. Make sure to get stuffing into the neck as well. And I want the head to be quite firm because I will be shaping it later. In round 22, it's a single crochet and then a decrease, and we do that 6 times to get 12. You can add a bit more stuffing after round 22 if you like. In round 23, we are doing 6 decreases in a row. This brings us down from 12 stitches to 6. After round 23, we can cut the yarn, leaving a bit of a tail for sewing. And to sew that hole closed, I'll be going through the front loops of the last 6 stitches. Then pull on the tail which closes the hole, and bring that tail through to a few places on the head to secure it. So there's the head and body done, and we will be shaping the face during assembly. Next we're going to do the arms, and you'll need to make 2 of these. In round 1, it's 6 single crochet in a magic ring. Now in rounds 2 to 6, so that's 5 rounds, we just do 6 single crochet a round. Because there's so few stitches here, pushing it backwards like so makes it easier. And just keep pushing the point of the arm out like so. So I've just done round 2 and I'll do rounds 3 to 6 off camera. After round 6, we can remove the stitch marker. You can add a little bit of stuffing to the arm if you like. Now fold the arm flat, and we're going to do single crochets along the top to close it. Then we can close and cut the yarn, leaving a tail for sewing. And you'll be making 2 of these. Next we're doing the tail in white yarn. And in round 1, it's 6 single crochet in a magic ring. In round 2, it's 2 single crochet and then an increase, and we do that twice to get 8. Just like with the arms, because there's so few stitches, just keep shaping it like so. And in round 3, we're going to decrease. So it's 2 single crochet and then a decrease, and we do that twice. This will bring us down to 6 stitches again. Now we can close and cut the yarn, leaving a tail for sewing. Thanks for watching part 1 of the bunny tutorial. Please remember to subscribe and hit the notification bell to keep track of all my latest videos.